Let's talk cutting tools, specifically chopping and cleaving, like what you see here with my axe and my two hatchets. What I have here are two what are called rig builders hammers. These were used by shipwrights back in the day to build wooden ships. Very popular, they're still popular today. And a lot of times in my years of carpentry, I have carried these as a primary hammer because they come in valuable for a lot of different tasks. So I'm not a quote-unquote hatchet kind of guy where I need to carry a specific camp hatchet type thing. I like these because they serve dual purpose. Now, if you're out in the backcountry, you know, you're living a nomad lifestyle, you may need to chop some small wood for fires, something, you know, like this or a little bigger. I have something like this, and you can do that very easily with one of these little rig builders. I have it sharpened just like I would a hatchet. Now, these generally, this is a very old one I've had for a long time, and you can see the nice fawn's foot handle design here. It's great for cutting this way, but it's not so good the way the handle shape for if I need to strike a nail or pound something like a tent stake or whatever. This one here, the head of this was my grandfather's. It came with a shorter handle. A lot of these came with shorter handles, and I put what's called a framing hammer handle on it, so it's 18 inches long. Nice and long, gives me a good strike without a lot of effort. I'm not having to do a lot of this because I have a longer handle so I can get a better swing, or if I'm trying to chop with it or cleave through wood, this makes it much easier. But I keep this one as an example of what they normally look like. You can easily see the difference in length, and that little bit of difference makes all the difference in the world. Because with this handle here, the grip point is about right here, right where this little curve is. It gives you the maximum amount of strike and swing with this particular handle. With this straighter handle, I can grip way down here, so you can see the difference. This is the grip area on this handle, and this is the grip area, so it gives me about 5 inches or so extra reach and length with my strike, whether I'm using the hammerhead or I'm using the hatchet side. But either one works really well if you're, like I said, out in the backcountry, you need to cut a little firewood, kindling, whatever the case might be. Also, if you're going to go out and hike, these are very easy and lightweight enough to carry that you could carry it in case you needed to use it while you were out hiking. The second tool that I always carry with me is my little axe here. So this is a Norland, genuine Norland, which they don't make them anymore. I actually found this axe head out in the woods when I was cutting firewood, and it wasn't too badly rusted. It didn't take much to clean it up. It's pretty much in the shape it was in when I found it. I just hafted a new handle on it. I used a nice little short 28-inch handle. It's a thinner handle. This is like a boy's axe type handle. And what's nice about it is that it gives me a good solid grip. It gives me just enough length that I can swing it if I wanted to fall a small tree, something of that nature. But it's not so big, heavy, and unwieldy that I couldn't carry this with me if I was going into the backcountry. So it's lightweight enough that I can carry it, but it does produce enough force. I would not try to fell a tree of this size, but a tree half this size, I could easily fall with this axe. It's not a problem at all. But this is with me in the vehicle. This is with me when I go out in the woods. It's just an indispensable tool that can do a lot of tasks. The other thing with this one, if I'm carrying it, is I can grip up on it so I could do fine work. For instance, if I needed to shave some wood off, like you see here, I have good control I can do the same thing with my rig builders if I need to. If I needed to shave, maybe make some shavings to start a fire. Either one of these rig builders, I can grip up and do some fine tasks. If I needed to clear some small branches or limbs off of something like this. And that's the nice thing about having the hammerhead, is because if I needed to clear off maybe some twigs that are sticking out, I can use the hammerhead and save the cutting blade for actually when I need to cut wood. I don't have to use this side to clear. I can simply just take the hammerhead here, clear off all these little pieces if I want to. And then if I need to cut it, I can cut it simply with a swing like that. So these can be found new and used. Both of these are used. This one, like I said, was my grandfather's. This one I found, I can't remember, I think it was like a secondhand store I found it, or maybe a pawn shop that I found it, and picked it up. It was only a couple bucks, like $2 or $2.50. So these are indispensable. This one I carry with me the most. This one I use a lot of times to show people the difference in the longer handles, but the heads are basically the same. These are both Craftsman brand, which are hard to find anymore, but you can find them. Vaughn makes them, Vaughn Hammer, the Vaughn Hammers. They still make the rig builders. These have the bigger heads on them, so that if you were pounding like tent stakes, if you need to pound in the ground, it has a better striking surface for driving that stake into the ground. Just a lot of usefulness in a small tool, or in actually 3 relatively small tools. Like I said, this is what's called the tomahawk head, which you can probably see right there. It says tomahawk on the side of the pole here, and it says genuine Norland. So this was such a great find out in the woods, and it was so easy to clean up with the wire brush. Take a nice sharp file to it, put a nice edge back on it. These are all 3 very easy to do with a file. You can take a hand file, carry it with you easily, and in just a matter of 2 to 3 minutes you can have a nice sharp edge back on them. And I will do a video showing you how well these work for processing wood. This one I just wanted to go over the basic points of them, the benefits of them, and things that you could consider, whether you're a nomad, whether you're someone who likes to go out hiking, camping, whatever the case might be. You can find these heads. Like I said, they're no longer in business, but you can find them on eBay, relatively inexpensive, and put your own type of handle on. This is a boy's axe handle, and it fit in the eye perfectly. Mounted it in there. It's nice and tight and sturdy, so you can see how well that fit in there. And it's just, out of all my axes, which I have many, this one is my all-time favorite. It's very lightweight, very compact, but it delivers a lot of power when I'm trying to chop wood. I've used it to fall some small trees, to make different things like shelters and fires and all that kind of stuff, and it works very, very well for the tasks of cutting wood, and that's exactly what I wanted it for. I don't use the pole on this one much. It was marred up when I got it. Because I have these, which are actual hammerheads, I don't need to use the pole on this. I might drive a piece of wood, like a wooden tent stake with it, but I'm not going to be, these are not really made to swing and hit metal with, so I don't use it for that task. I would use these instead. And if I don't feel like carrying this at some point, then I would carry this with me. And you can kind of see, actually, the head of the rig builders isn't a lot smaller than this Norland Tomahawk, which I like. The eye of this here would not accept a handle like this. It's just, you need a bigger eye. It's more elongated here, and this one's a little smaller. So if you're in the market for something that, you know, you just want to either strap to your pack or your waist and carry it with you, you can carry one of these. Or if you want to go a little, I guess you'd say more hardcore, you could go with the axe. But these are my my personal choices. And out of all my years of being in the woods and cutting wood and being out in the backcountry and different things of that nature, like I said, out of all the axes that I have, which I have many, and I will show those at some point in another video, these are the best for being prepared for what you need to handle task-wise. Whether you're traveling down the backcountry road and maybe you get a tree across the road and you don't have a saw with you and you need to get it out of the way. You could easily take this, as long as it's not a big, humongous, 40-foot tree. Just kidding. These would do the job, and you couldn't go wrong. So, if you have any questions or comments about them, please leave them down below in the comments, and I'll answer them as best I can. So until the next time, stay safe and journey on. Now this blade here, this is made by Corona, not the beer. And I actually got this from, it was bequeathed to me by my late father-in-law, and it had a plastic handle on it, but the plastic was cracked. This blade is a little bit more curved than this one. It's a little bit wider in the belly than this one, and it's a bit longer. Cut a kerf in it that this blade will fit into, and then